Hello, this is Amy with Well Mommy Scrapping, and I am here with a very special birthday YouTube hop for Miranda at My Scrappy Life. She was kind enough to invite myself and some other ladies to participate along in her birthday hop and sent us these beautiful kits using the Craft On kit for Close to My Heart. So I wanted to show you real quickly some of the beautiful papers. Now in the actual kit you get 2 of each. She sent us 1 of each, which is fine. I love this beautiful cut apart page. I ended up not using it, unfortunately. It has that yellow gingham on the back. She also sent us some of the matching cardstock, and what I like about the Close to My Heart cardstock is that you get a light side and a dark side. She sent us a sheet of the black cardstock, some of the complements, which is the black die cuts and the sticker sheet. She sent us a portion of each, and then also sent us 2 sheets of the white daisy cardstock. She sent us some of the rubber shapes, which I actually have the red line tape that should work with those, and then also, very exciting, the stamp set. I end up using these stamps to create my title for the layout. I have my glitter drops by Nuvo. I pulled Flamingo Parade, Yellowbird, Sunlit Meadow, Dazzling Blue, and Purple Rain. I don't use all of those, and those alphas that I pull right there, I end up not using at all, actually. There's the picture I'm going to use. I have, it's myself, Miranda, and Dolly. And I actually liked this pattern paper pack so much that I ordered the complete paper pack myself. And so I had some extra of that floral paper. And while Miranda and I were together, she actually fussy cut the some of the flowers for me, which you can see there. Now, I am following a sketch, which I did not remember to download, so I don't know where I put it, and I apologize for that. I'm going to go ahead and trimming off the edges. And then one thing Miranda does for quite a few of her layouts is she will distress the edges. So I went ahead and decided that I would attempt to distress the edges of my paper. I don't tend to do that very much anymore because, 1, I rip the paper, and 2, I get all the little distress pieces of paper all over everywhere, and it just drives me a little crazy to have all these little tiny paper bits everywhere. So I'm going to go across with my pink and have it go completely across. I had words to say. Oh yes, the black. I'm of course using the Black Soot Distress ink to ink all of my edges. I'm taking the other side of that bright pink paper, excuse me, and I'm cutting a strip of the green with blue words. And it says things, you know, like do what makes you happy and stuff like that. Hanging out with Dolly and Miranda always make me happy. Now I need to add some more paper layers, and I kind of go back and forth on what to do. The first thing I'm going to put in there is my banner. It's at a vertical banner. And so I just measured to the midpoint, and then I felt like going up an inch would be a good measurement. So I go ahead and ink that and try to decide how far up I need it to go and trim that piece down. And then I take the offcut with the black and white dots and go ahead and just use that so I don't have any paper wasted. I'm going to use all the different cardstocks to mat the photo. And as you will see, I'm going to go to blue, then pink, then yellow. And I decide to distress, yet again, the pink cardstock, since I wanted to bring in a little bit more texture to another layer. I used the dark pink side. I think I used the dark side of all of these, actually. So I go ahead and ink it and then decide I'm going to distress it. Which means, of course, then I have to ink it again because, you know, I like doing things multiple times. That's why I'm always peeling stuff up, right? That's what we do. So I have a little bit of the pink showing on the other side of the black and white, and I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow. So the black and white strip goes across the top and the bottom of the pink and the yellow mats, but you can still see them coming out the side. I don't distress that one, just wanting to stick with the one layer. Then it's time to start sticking stuff down. So this sketch happens to be on my Pinterest board somewhere, so if you decide you want to go look for it, I have a link to my Pinterest at the bottom there. And I'm trying to figure out, it's got some banners going across the sides and or across the bottom where the title's going to be. So I go ahead and take some of the offcuts for the cardstock and decide to use that. I used the darker sides for the blue and the yellow, but with the pink, I ended up deciding to go with the lighter side. Go ahead and ink, and then I'm going to layer everything down, glue it, and then I will just trim the edges off. Peel it up, of course. Trying to make sure everything kind of fits in and staggers nicely. And then when I cut that, I cut the edge of the black paper, so it was very obvious that there was, it went like kind of in at a curve. So I went ahead and just went to my paper cutter and just kind of sliced a little bit of the edge off. And then all those flowers there were all fussy cut by Miranda. And I'm going to use my Tim Holtz stamp positioner to put the title. So the title I'm just inking with black ink, my Versamark ink, all together now. I'm attempting not to make a mess. All I do is make a mess. And it didn't do at all with the word all. So I stand up and kind of do what Tim calls the CPR stamping. And then, you know, I put stuff right on top of the photo because that's what I tend to do. It's like, how much of a mess can I make? All right, so now I'm trying to figure out where I want all the little flowers to go. Some of them were the flowers that were along the edge of the paper, and Miranda cuts those out too. And then those are great for tucking because I don't need to worry about, you know, covering up so much of the flower. Now the sketch had this little notebook ripped edge type paper up at the top, which I don't have anything that would make that. But the that border sticker from the Sticker Compliments was perfect. Now I want to pull out some of the die cuts. And these die cuts aren't like cardstock die cuts, but they're not chipboard either. And you'll see what I'm going to do with that, the paperclip one. So I didn't want them to be completely black, and I took some of this pink flambe embellishment mousse, and it gave it kind of a purpley color, which I thought fit in nicely. And with the paperclip piece, I go ahead and I trim it because it's all connected. And so I just make it into a little paper clip, and then I'm able to glue it in there, and it kind of looks like it's actually holding the paper. The black arrow, which is now kind of a pinky purpley arrow, I don't quite know what I'm going to do with yet. I do end up using it, but it takes a lot of moving things around for me. So I'm going to start inking my edges of my flowers, adding those in, and just trying to make them come in different layers. So some are under the photo, some are under the blue mat, some are under all of the mats for the photo. And that helps give the appearance of a different amount of texture there, as things are then better in layers. And then some of these flowers at the bottom, I am putting up on foam tape because I can't really layer as much underneath because those banners kind of all go together with the title. I'm fixing some little leaves that I didn't realize were at the edge, and I wanted to go ahead and use them. So I just cut them more leaf-like. I'm taking the sticky off the back of that black and white striped heart to include. So I didn't want it to accidentally stick to something. And then I have another little black heart because I decided I wanted to include something that was black covered with the pink flambe embellishment mousse in each of the 3 clusters. That way you had that same consistent color with all of them. So cleaning up my mess a little bit there. And now comes the time where I am going to start putting down some more of the flowers. I'm almost done with those. And I have this other sticker that says the heart this, so I thought that would be important because I end up including a lot of hearts in here, and which is perfect for the friendship that us three girls have. We are a little on the nutty side. And I'm attempting to use this very thin red line tape, which of course is still too thick. And so attempting to get the thin tape up off the little rubber pieces was like, ah! I finally come up with the idea to cut the tape in half and make it even thinner, which is good, except then I can't get the backing off. And then of course one of my little extra pieces falls on top of my layout, sticky side down, of course. And you can see how many different places I've put that red line tape on the word lovely. Only 2 of those end up actually sticking to the point that I can remove the backing to it. But even with just those 2, it happens to be the long portions of the L's. It still sticks just fine to the layout. And I layer that over the flowers. And then I'm finally decide where I'm going to put this die cut heart, and then put the little rubber heart over it. I just like the little bit of color that adds. And I'm realizing now I didn't include any rubber embellishments in the bottom cluster. That was an oops. But I wanted to include something else from the stamp set. And so I decided to use the camera stamp. And I am using, I believe it is grape jelly. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I think it's the grape jelly die from grape soda, excuse me. It's the grape soda dye, grape soda ink. I can talk. The grape soda ink from Lawn Fawn. And I just include it in 3 different spots. Since, you know, we're all scrapbookers and that's all we tend to do. Include the date, of course, in the bottom right corner. And now it is time to start using some of those, some of the Nuvo glitter drops. I end up only using 3. I use Flamingo Parade, Purple Rain, and Dazzling Blue. So there is my layout. I hope you guys like it. Contact information for Miranda if you like this set is coming up, along with some still shots. Have a lovely day. Bye.